Welcome, and I hope you're ready for some Final Fantasy Brawl, because our commander today is Vivi Ornitier. For one generic, one red and one blue, we get a legendary wizard with all three, and an activated ability where we can pay 0 to add X mana in any combination of red and blue mana, where X is Vivi's power. We can only activate it once each turn and only during our turn. So in order to not just keep adding 0 mana, he has another ability. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell, put a +1/+1 counter on Vivi, and it deals 1 damage to each opponent. In order to take advantage of all of that decks, we are going to be playing a couple of cards to make Vivi grow faster. We're going to be playing Balmor, Battlemage Captain. When we cast an instant on sorcery, Vivi gets +1 until end of turn. We also have Harmonic Prodigy. If an ability of a shaman or another wizard you control triggers, that ability triggers an additional time. So every non-creature spell puts 2 counters on Vivi and deals 1 damage to our opponents twice. Also, with Swiftspear teachings, we get a one-time boon. When you cast a creature spell, it gains prowess and haste. So, because it's a boon, it's gonna be it's gonna be in the command zone, technically, I believe, until we cast another creature. So we wanna play the teachings and not play a creature until we play Vivi. That way Vivi enters with haste and prowess. So again, each non-creature makes 2 mana instead of 1. And we also have Curiosity. Enchant creature. Whenever an enchanted creature deals damage to an opponent, you may draw a card. Since Curiosity doesn't read deals combat damage, but instead just deals damage, we get to draw a card whenever Vivi triggers. And what are we gonna do with the mana and with those cards we're gonna want to draw? Well, first we have Prophetic Eideric Memory. At the beginning of combat on your turn, if you draw more than 1 card this turn, put an X +1/+1 counters on target creature you control, where X is the number of cards you've drawn, -1. So this also is gonna help Vivi, but we need to play our cantrips in order to trigger it. And eventually we're gonna be wanting to get to maybe our extra turn spells, Time Warp, Temporal Manipulation, or maybe our card draw like Discover the Formula, Dig Through Time, Secret Restoration. Or in some instances we're gonna be playing Thousand Year Storm, so all of our cantrips have Storm, basically. Now, the reason I'm playing these 2 extra turn spells and not any others is because we're gonna be playing Past in Flames and Underworld Breach, so we're gonna be trying to recast those extra turns from the graveyard. And the others, they are also powerful, but since they go into exile, I'm gonna keep with these 2. We're also playing Mystic's Mastery. You exile an instant sorcery from your graveyard and you copy it, and you may cast the copy without paying its cost. But if we pay 8 mana, we get to do that for every single of our instant and sorceries in our graveyard. Now, because the card reads you may cast the copy, this copying is also gonna be triggering Vivi. So yeah, and because Vivi is a wizard, we have a Flame of Anor, which is a modal spell. We can choose 1, or we can choose 2 if we control a wizard. So what we can do is draw 2 cards. Well, target player draws 2 cards, destroy target artifact, or the Flame of Anor deals damage to 5 damage to target creature. Other than that, maybe another notable card is Oyer Axonil. And what Oyer does is essentially any non-combat damage dealt to our opponent is gonna be equal to Oyer's power, so 4 is the base. So every time Vivi triggers, he will deal 4 damage to our opponent instead of 1. And I guess that's pretty much the deck. A bunch of cheap interaction, melt through, lightning bolt, but more importantly, a great deal of cantrips, Rile, Ancestral Anger, and also 2 mana spells that draw those cards. Right, I almost forgot to tell you about our other 4 mana cards. Irenicus Bile Duplication, Spark Double. Both of these allow us to get non-legendary copies of Vivi, and they also have the same abilities. We have Housemeld, which makes our opponent's commanders into enchantments, and they send us to our side of the board. We have Ral, Crackling Wheat. If we get him early enough, we can play non-creature spells until he gets to 10 loyalty, and then all of our instants and sorceries are gonna have Storm again. So, yep, that's essentially the deck, and let's play some. So yeah, that's essentially the deck, and let's get to slinging some spells. Okay. So yeah, that's essentially the deck, and let's get to slinging some spells. Against Sephiroth. Yeah, we have Melt Through on Prof's Memory. Okay. And now we can wait until we have 4 mana for Sleep Out back on Vivi. Jet Medallion. Okay. Starting down. And we're gonna Prof's Memory. Okay. We drew Mishra's Bubble. Opponent plays Dark Confidence. And a creature that returns when it dies. Runeblade Racer, when it dies, return it to the battlefield. It perpetually loses that ability. So let's melt through Dark Confidant. And we have Remand. Yeah, I'm thinking we're in good position. When a non-creature you control dies, 1 damage and draw a card. Okay, play Vivi. And let's hold on the bubble so we can double Vivi. Our opponent could play a creature that makes a sacrifice, maybe a Corpse Marauder, or they play Midnight Reaper. I mean, they could still have it because of the medal. Infernal Grasp. Oh, they're gonna flare Malice. Okay, I see you. Yeah. And since we no longer have protection, might as well play Vivi. Opponent doesn't seem to have a way to remove it. They're gonna try to draw into it. They draw 2. Village Rites. Draw 2 more. Sephiroth triggers. Oh, they draw another one from the Reaper itself. March Flats, and maybe this is the removal. Or is it? Is it? Yeah, there are good color of Nephalia. So I guess it wasn't it. We start with double Vivi. Mishra's Bubble. And Witness Protection on Sephiroth. Renegade Tactics. Flame of Anor. Destroy an artifact or 2 cards. So we're gonna use the little Vivi. Target player, get medallion. Now you have to target a player so that it doesn't fizzle if they destroy their own artifact. Just to deny you the card. Okay. So because we have Prop's Memory, this is game over. We buff our Vivi. Maybe it's not over if they choose to block with Jidoor. But they don't, so. Kazuul's Fury to the face. And good game. Sorry, Sephiroth. Against Muldrotha, but with the Orphan Final Fantasy skin. We have Flame of Anor, Expedite, the One Ring. Let's try to get some Surveil. And maybe this kind will get better. Oh, they have a companion as well, Giruda. Okay. Tomb of the Depths, which means they have only even mana values. So they play a tap and now, maybe ramp next turn, and we can ramp yet again. 2, 4, 6. Discard 1 ring. And 2 lands. Okay. I guess we killed our dork. Now opponent has to play a 2 mana spell now. Because again the rip even Steven. Now I think they can also, they probably also have Chromox and maybe even Mishra's Bubble since they synergize with Muldrotha and are 0 cost, 0 is even. Now, let's play Vivi, Curiosity. And Expedite. Draw a card. Ooh. We also get Mishra's Bubble. And since we drew basically 2, maybe 3 cards, depending on how you count, I think it's okay if they remove Vivi next turn. And if not, then we get to do some fun stuff. Okay. We have a full hand. Not bad. Opponent plays A-Unholy Heat.
Ooh, a fight. Perfect.
Yeah, that's
Keep your distance,
not that bad
mortals.
for us. We get to Prophet Memory. And I don't think our opponent will like this. Warlord's Fury. Brawl. Crash through. Let's go to combat. And I think that's lethal. Yeah. Because we lose one counter from Tasha, but we have instants, so yeah. That's the game. And against BP. We don't wanna be the worst BP, so let's try our best. Opponent has the regular, we have the foil essentially. Parallax foil. We're gonna keep teachings. Let's see our opponent's build. Chromox, okay. Should we be mean? I guess we should. We need to assert dominance. Steam Vents. And Cyclonic Rift on your Chromox. Putting Chrome boxes again. Docent of Perfection, so they're gonna be casting spells. Let's play Mage Siege. Open the passes. Out of that land. And let's Anguish Recollection, discarding Balmor, so we get 2 non-creatures, maybe a land. Okay. We are still representing Wash Away. But he plays the Oscillator. Good Vivi card. Does this work? No. Alright, because Vivi is gonna have prowess, so it does work. Let's do some Vivi. Then we're gonna hurt ourselves, rather Brainstorm. Okay. And we have 4 mana. Yeah, we kind of have to. Flame of Anor. Destroy artifact. 5 damage. A creature. And because Vivi is growing more and more, we could Unending Whisper, but I think we need to hit our opponent with Vivi. It's all about asserting dominance. That's the key to the mirror. And because they are Izzet, yeah, that's gonna be hard to kill. They used their Flame of Anor, but it wasn't enough, so they conceded. We are, in fact, the superior baby. Against Ketramos, we're gonna want protections, so that Vivi can't survive the turn cycle, because Ketramos, they always play removal. Since they care about exiling cards, they play exile-based removals, and they tend to play it during their turn, because that way they can draw a card from it. Okay. Swiftspear Teachings, Geistwave. Geistwave is kind of removal protection, because it can bounce Vivi, even though it resets him. They are lost in the sauce. They don't know what to fetch. And it's a surveillance. Surveil to the bin. Wandering. We're gonna play Teachings, and we have both Brainstorm and Wash Away for our opponent's turn, thanks to this good magic list. They make us discard. I'm thinking we might want Geistwave. Okay, let's discard Unable to Scream. Although it's really good against Ketramos. Okay, let's discard Brainstorm. Okay, Ketramos, we're gonna wash away. Washing away. Washing away. And since we don't have a follow-up for Vivi, we're gonna play our town tapped and pass. Opponent attacks and pass. We draw an island, so we play it, and we have dig through time in case our opponent passes again. Or if they play their commander, we dig through time and unable to scream on our turn. And since we can cast Vivi and have a couple of spells up, yeah, I like this plan. Maybe we could use the on our turn, so our opponent will be baited into playing their commander. Well, let's take it. Or maybe Sleep Sequence. Let's take Command. And the land, yeah. Okay, sink into Stupor. So if our opponent does nothing again, we're gonna play Mage Siege. The new town that makes... Oh, they play Ketramos. Let's go for Let them have it. I'm gonna play Siege. We're gonna pass, no blockers. Should have done it under instead, but now Vivi. We paid 3 life. Unable to scream. An opponent is gonna exile Vivi, or at least try to, which means we get to remand. And that Fast in flames, but we cannot do anything about it. What to do now? Yeah, we were just 1 mana short. We could Geistwave. Unable to scream. Nah. Okay, we drew discover the formula. We're gonna trade, I assume. Well, okay, they don't chump block. That was a mistake, I believe, from our opponent. Okay, they're gonna take the unable to scream. Now, since we already put them on 8, every card they draw with Ketramos might be not so great for them. Although they're gonna... okay. I was gonna say they could exile, so Ketramos could attack. Now... they need to exile one of the creatures because exiling the wizard doesn't count. The heroes for 1. I don't know what this was. Okay, so we have mana for mana drain and Vivi, but we are gonna take an extra turn. We are going to Ketramos. House Melt Ketramos. Yeah, that's a nice draw. So now we have Ketramos and it's gonna be an enchantment. But it's gonna exile them? Oh, they're gonna blink it. Okay. Thomas endures, but we have the mana drain. Next turn we can 1, 2, 3, 4. We have 4 mana left. They need enchantment exile removal, so maybe they have it. They have to pay a decent amount. Okay, yeah. March of the Worldly Light, and they exile Long Road Home, just so they can pay for it. ¿Qué traemos is that? 6 exiled permanents, or is cards? Okay. They have 7, they can attack and block. Let's discover the formula. Okay, I like this. Yeah, we can win next turn, I think. Opponent keeps hitting us. They favor Chupacabra so they can kill our wizard. Okay. So let's draw a couple of cards. We play the Ascending Storm. It's not something I wanted to see. Let's fetch for Thundering Falls. Where they escape. Okay. Right. So if we wanna play Vivi, I think we need to pass in Flames before, that way we can cast our counter spells. Opponent makes us discard, right? They play Loran, they destroy our enchantment. We have 11 mana. Yeah, this should be plenty. Right, yes, this is your opponent. Or is he actually? Okay. Okay, the reason why I didn't go for it there was because our opponent could. They could exile one of their creatures in response, and I think that's what they were planning.
I believe we will find
Okay,
a
they
better
gain
tomorrow.
5. They exile Vivi. And we have Underworld Bridge, so I think that means we win. We are going to play extra turn. Exile you. And we're gonna cast it again. So we have 2 more turns. Opponent has Lawrence's ability. Oh. And with Casting Flames we can get yet another turn. So let's put the Witness Protection on Lauren. So if they want to activate, they have to do so now. And if they choose not to, then they no longer have priority. So Casting Flames. Birthday Escape. Manipulation. Okay, it's presenting. And I guess we overload Cyclonic Rift and ping you to death. And yeah, that's kind of why I only have the 2 extra turn spells, because they are the ones that we can keep playing from our graveyard. Temporal Manipulation and Time Warp, because they don't have an exile clause at the end of it. You can keep playing it with Casting Flames, and obviously, what did we use? Underworld Bridge, yeah. And if you choose to do so, you can also play it with Snapcaster Mage type cards. So yeah, that was okay. Against Breya, Ethereum Shaper. Breya is a commander that cares about having artifacts. She's an artifact herself, and she can sacrifice 2 to do one of 3 things. Which, and if we have Vivi, they might want to do the one that destroys him. -4/-4 to a creature, gain 5 life, or deal 3 damage to a player planeswalker. Okay, since we're gonna pay our Birch, we have mana up. Now the question is, do we wanna wash away or do we wanna house melt? Okay. Whichever our opponent doesn't take with invasion is the one that we're gonna use on Breya. Actually, if they take wash away, we still can use it, since it will cost 3 mana. Okay, yeah, they take house melt. Slick Sequence. Okay, opponent plays Fable. We're gonna, since they can use treasures to sacrifice to Breya, we're gonna get rid of the Shaman. Okay, we still need something to get Vivi going, which means we are gonna pass. And we can play full clip cost for Wash Away. Opponent discards 2 lands. These are instant and sorcery, so if we wanna slick sequence with Recollection, we need to do it on our turn. Atsushi, yeah. I think we Wash Away. So now I'm thinking we discard the One Ring. Okay, I was expecting maybe a land, but if they play Breya, we can in-time Explosion. Get rid of their board. They play Skrell's Hive instead. Maybe you can Explosion for the card draw instead. Kamachal. He is essentially Ragavan, but for 3 mana. Okay, let's Explosion. We're gonna discard Sequence and Birgi. Yeah. We're gonna have 1 mana up. Maybe they think we have Mystical Dispute. They don't. They play Brain. Okay. Oh, and good thing we can Housemeld right here. They will need to use Breya's ability in response. Since it's target creature, it can target herself, or she can sacrifice herself as well. They should have done this because now we have their commander. And I don't think they're gonna like that. Your opponent is trying to flip their invasion. So let's block the flyers. They remove Freya. Okay. Rite of Oblivion. And because the way the roll rules are, they can remove the perpetual effects, so now it's no longer an enchantment. We play Vivi, and since maybe they only have Rite of Oblivion for it, we can slip out the back. And if not, then if they have an instant, okay, they should try to use it on their turn. That's what I was gonna say. Now, because we have Boyer, we only need a couple of spells. So that Vivi is gonna be lethal with only 5 non-creatures. Yeah, 5. Rite of Oblivion, slip out the back. As foretold. Oh, and they do have an instant. Is it a good one? Fatal push. Nice. Oh, right. They couldn't use it during our turn because they didn't have revolt for it. And we drew Underworld Bridge. So let's play Vivi. And next turn we're gonna go for it. For now the coast is clear, but maybe they sacrifice their clearing. That puts them back on Breya, but maybe they find removal for Vivi. Which they might want more than their commander. Okay, Breya. Okay. We have to play Bridge. But then what? We could Time Explosion. Okay, our opponent is conceding. Yeah. So the line there was Time Explosion. We discard maybe Oyer Axonil. Vivi survives. Our opponent has no board. We maybe Slick Sequence or slip out the back. And yeah, play the land. And then we go for it next turn. We discover the formula. So yeah, good game. Good game. Against Choco, Seeker of Paradise. I'm thinking we play land, Tome, land remand. Yeah. Let's keep it. The Tome of Gadwick gives a creature +1/+0 on the ward 1, but also whenever a quick creature attacks, conjure a card from the Tome of Gadwick, which is essentially cantrips. Cantrips out the wazoo. Jidoor tapped. And reunion. Okay, we're gonna want the reunion for Vivi later. Opponent hasn't played anything yet. Which honestly is fine for us. Okay. Maybe they have a counter. Metallic Mimic. Okay, good remand. We get an Illuminating Lash. Okay, let's pass since we didn't get a land. Metallic Mimic again. Okay. Against Scotties, we have a bolt for their dork. Yeah, for Cotis we want the enchantment, either Witness Protection or Unable to Scream. Or maybe just a really big Vivi, so it can block. Surveil. Okay. Teachings. Thousand Year Storm. So because they didn't play ramp on turn 1, they're gonna play Cotis at the soonest would be turn 3. Or either way, turn 3. But now. Maybe they still have Planar Genesis, Road Spiral. Should we try to have protection for Vivi? Maybe. They don't seem to be playing anything, so maybe they kept a counter spell or a removal spell. Surveil to the top. Sylvan Caryatid. Yeah, this screaming counter spell. So let's pass. Herderloom is currently target. Well, they need to be not defenders, but also 4 or greater power. And it makes mana for creature spells. Steam Vent tapped. Innkeeper's Talent. Let's Ill-Time Explosion. Opponent is thinking about using their counter. Maybe they're getting antsy. They wash away. Okay, nice. I mean, we don't love it, but yeah, it's kind of okay. Do they have another counter here? Maybe that's why they use Wash Away. Maybe. And opponent levels up Innkeeper's Talent. Okay. Let's play BB with prowess. So that means each non-creature spell is gonna make 2 mana. Let's Lightning Bolt. Actually, maybe that wasn't the smartest. Or maybe it was. We'll find out soon enough. And we could cast Thousand Year Storm if I just waited. Post combat, I forgot about memory. opponent. They take 5, go to 13. But we have no instance we can cast in our turn. They play Cotis. And they buff Cotis. Flame of Anor. That's, yeah. Destroy artifact and draw 2. Sink into stupor. Yeah, I guess this is game, if I'm not mistaken. We sink Cotis, deal 4 because we have Oyer. We pay 1. And if they play anything, we can remand it. Okay. Polluted Delta, they got 4. Yeah, that's game. If they play any spell, we remand does 4 damage to them, and they're dead. Or protect, sure. Remand. With Oyer, you take 4. Good game. We are against Muldrotha. We are gonna hold on to our Moxhammer until after we play Vivi, so we can go Vivi into Prob's memory. I want to figure something out. Okay, opponent tells the suspect, which means they get an extra land drop. Right. I kinda want something cheaper. Underground is good. Let's keep it. What about Faithful? So they might surveil, mill, or something, and then try to reanimate with the Faithful. Overlord. Okay, draw discard. We're gonna wait until after they discard, so they think they can reanimate. Okay, that's not a reanimate target. Now we're gonna play our commander, even though it might be risky since they could have removal on their turn. We're gonna play Ancestral Anger. It makes 3 blue, and red. Cast memory. We're gonna vote. Faithful. It's because I'm afraid of graveyard shenanigans. Ooh, opponent has removal spell. Not nice. But it's okay, we can play Brawl now. Good thing I kept him. I'm gonna get our shop now. Or maybe we should keep mana then. Now let's play Raw. We're gonna plus make a knock.
Fine. I'll just have to shock the answer. Together we can shift the current.
Okay, opponent plays ever flowing well. Well. And they have 6 mana now. Binding of the Titans. Each player makes 3. Another ogre.
I
And
hope
this
you've
is
got bottled
our
language.
fetches are all basic now. So let's get in and pass. Yeah, eat. Brainstorm and Ancestral Anger. And the relay. Boombox. They don't have mana to sack it yet, so what do they? Is there spell bomb? Oops, that fetch made it really hard. They're sped up. But we're gonna discover the formula.
A new world requires new strategies.
Okay, opponent concedes. Since we're gonna get 3 non-lands, we're gonna be able to most likely use Ra's ultimate. Good game. And that was it for today's brawling. Now, Vivi is a really powerful commander. And because this is release day, we are still pairing with commanders that maybe we shouldn't be. Or maybe we should be and we still won against them. But yeah, we got to see pretty much everything I wanted to see. You know, extra turn after extra turn after extra turn. We also got to deal lethal with Oyer and Vivi. And we got to copy Vivi and activate twice. So yeah, I don't think there's much I would want to change right now. But maybe if it becomes a Hellq commander, I might revisit it. I hope you enjoyed it as well. And if you want to see a particular commander, be sure to subscribe and leave a comment with who you would like to see. Thank you for watching.